You're not even going to believe me. She's crying in them.
Like we zoomed in just to see, there isn't a tear in sight, Dan. Look at this. I invite the viewers to take a close-up look at this. Where's the tear? There's nothing there. Look, it's an actor's trick. She just keeps wiping and wiping and wiping, so we think she has a heart.
I know, it's shocking. She's never once played a victim, but she is going to cry, and you will like her, and you will see her as a victim, no matter how many dollars it takes, that she is victimized by being a princess.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
And this is the psychopathic elements.
Before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning. Or here's a picture of you two having breakfast. Or
wow.
Here's you playing with the dog.
Wow.
The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal.
Wow.
Oh my God. I just threw up a little in my mouth.
Meghan just wanting her privacy, but not being able to find it with Netflix cameras in her face, which is weird. Because I'm usually, when I want my privacy, that's what I do. I hire a team, a videographer, and I sign an $88 million deal with Netflix and a $25 million deal with Spotify. And I feel sad for them. I do. I feel sad. I don't know why they're not able to get their privacy. And she is a victim. I believe it. I have been programmed to believe it.
Are you in love now more than ever?
Are you in love? How happy and beautiful is your husband? He's so beautiful. Do you love?
Meghan is a trained actress. What she does is that she studies people. She's not a good actress, but she is a trained one, right? She's been doing it her entire life.
I didn't realize how popular she was for being awful, and it seems as though she still has defenders. I found out the same thing about Amber Heard.
You know, they create all these problems like narcissists do, and then they blame everybody else.
Meghan similarly. Well, I couldn't make it. I didn't make it in my Procter & Gamble commercial. I guess that wasn't my big break. I made the suits, but nobody in America knew who I was. So maybe if I, again, use a man, how's that for feminism, to make myself relevant, and then I accuse everyone else of being a bad person, then maybe I will be elevated to the level that I want to be elevated on. In reality, as I said, these women are narcissistic, they're problematic, and they are women to avoid and not women that we should be putting onto a platform. But this is the year of the crazy woman.
What's the title of her show? Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
I've never heard of the Clever company, which you've just mentioned. Ironic name. Meghan is anything but clever.
This is a lady who's very popular for being awful.
Meghan Markle, and she is a manipulative person.
Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this? Guys, I feel like I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Do you know what I mean?
That Meghan Markle is rather difficult.
Take me out back and shoot me, okay? Just end my agony now.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her.
I don't like her.
There's nothing I like about her.
So I just wanted to say that if you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable, okay?
Well, she never stops whining. I'm a founder. I'm over it. She's not important. She married for money. It's very clear she bagged the elephant, but I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
Even when she was giving us reality, she couldn't give us reality. She has the non-it factor. It's amazing. She's actually good at this.
I have full body chills right now.
That's a lot of chills.
Oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
Winter is coming.
Like, it's never stopped coming since she's in the public sphere. It's been an onslaught of Meghan being sad and talking, and the two of them really telling us that they want their privacy. But I don't know, they just are constantly on a podcast, in an interview with Oprah. I mean, this has been the most bizarre pursuit of privacy that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Meghan and Harry, these absolute cretins. You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina. The Meghan Markle spectacle rages on, and you won't believe what she's doing now. Yes, folks, the ever-controversial self-appointed royal renegade has once again strutted back onto center stage. If you thought her exit from the official monarchy would tamp down the drama, think again. This time, she's parading her authentic self on the Jamie Kern Lima Show, complete with tears, no makeup, allegedly, and stories so carefully packaged, they might as well have a bow on top.
Someone who's also acting as a founder.
Customers, people believed in me in this vision. That's all you really want as a founder.
I can't. You want to know something? I don't understand this entitled bimbo. One moment, Meghan appears to be the patron saint of authenticity.
My authentic self is going to live my life really authentically, make choices authentically, being able to be so authentically myself.
I've never seen this sort of I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
Claiming she's juggling toddler chaos, brand management, philanthropic endeavors, and a pressing desire to be heard. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to the tea. Critics say she's reverting to her old bag of tricks. Emotional pleas timed so precisely that you'd swear someone's holding up a cue card telling her when to sniffle.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard and I'm still working hard. Of all the things that have happened in my life, I'm the happiest that I've ever been.
Just be honest.
She's such a phony.
It's delusional. It's totally delusional.
The Jamie Kern Lima Show, with motivational chats, could cause some viewers to be taken in by the emotional theatrics. But for a sizable chunk of the internet, alarm bells are ringing left and right. After all, this is the same Meghan Markle who not long ago was proclaiming her independence from the royal family in a heavily orchestrated docuseries, only to pivot to talk shows, brand deals, and philanthropic pursuits that critics argue serve her public persona far more than any greater good.
Is it a bad look for Meghan to still refer to herself as a royal?
Didn't they renounce their royalty, but they still want the royalty? Yeah. So it is hypocritical.
Meghan and Harry are notoriously inconsistent. They're hypocritical, they contradict themselves all of the time.
And the best part? The mainstream press is eating it all up, calling it a new dawn of relatability for her. If you ask the skeptics, though, it's the same old dog and pony show. She offers just enough tearful anecdotes to pull on heartstrings, then segues seamlessly into plugging her next big project, whatever brand or venture she happens to be unveiling at the moment. Some call it hustle, others call it shameless self-promotion.
But now you're living in California like a wannabe Kardashian, hawking jellies, jams, and dog biscuits. Good for you, girl! Good for you, Meghan! Good for you!
And I love how she's like, we sold out in 45 minutes. Meanwhile, not said is, what was the inventory like? Honestly,
right, that's
like,
what
for
I was
all I know,
wondering
she had 20 jars of jam.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
A full house, and you bought her 2 little pints of ice cream? But anyway, it's the thought that counts, right? With the compliments of Her Royal Highness. So all of her in-laws, oh, look, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess just sent me ice cream.
Meghan's newest display of fake tears as yet another robotic attempt at being human. It seems Meghan cannot help but come across as synthetic every sigh, every tremble in her voice, every glimmer of what could be but might not be a tear is orchestrated to land precisely when the cameras are rolling.
So beautiful.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one.
Sure you were.
Yeah, they're just it's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
Thousands of viewers have chimed in online, agreeing that for someone who keeps talking about being misunderstood, Meghan sure has a knack for following the same dramatic script every time she wants to stir public sympathy. But that's not all. Let's talk about the no makeup look. For someone who claims to be fresh-faced, the glowing complexion, expertly shaped eyebrows, and near flawless lipstick line, you can't fool the internet sleuths, are all too polished. Critics say it's a PR tactic. Look how brave she is, going on camera without makeup. Even though plenty of viewers suspect there's a makeup artist just off camera, ensuring she hits that natural glow sweet spot.
But she's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout. and like she's completely camera ready, except she didn't put eye makeup on.
Now, let's turn to the question of work ethic. Meghan loves to portray herself as a bustling entrepreneur, juggling infinite roles. She's a mother, she's an innovator, she's on a podcast, she's a lifestyle mogul. She says she always has to prove herself, and so on. She wants the world to believe she's burning the midnight oil, just like any other parent trying to make ends meet.
Prove something. Prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough. You prove that you're a good wife or a good friend.
Meghan Markle sitting here talking about, I gotta prove that I'm pretty. And while she's a pretty woman sitting across from a bratwurst?
Yes.
She's wound into that casing. Yeah, it's so hard to be pretty. So your life is so hard. You're a fucking princess. You look like Snow White and I'm the fucking dwarf.
The problem? Critics argue that she's so far removed from the average person's daily reality that the notion of her truly struggling is borderline comical. Her short-lived Spotify deal stands out as Exhibit A, a rumored $20 million arrangement for a podcast that produced only a handful of episodes, some of which were criticized for lacking substance. According to industry insiders, the deal ended early because the content simply wasn't up to par with what Spotify expected for the massive sum they paid.
Spotify has dumped Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Archetypes is no more. It was a huge $18 million flop. And guess what? The Sussexes, they've lost a huge amount of money over this one.
You don't have to be a hater to see the disconnect. How can someone so privileged continue to preach about hard work and grit when so many working parents struggle with real financial and emotional burdens every single day? Is her narrative just another glossy veneer she tries to sell to a public hungry for inspiration stories? Or is it an honest attempt to share her version of life's hardships? Regardless of which angle you pick, the conversation has grown hotter by the minute. Then we have the infamous Netflix boring, wanna throw out my TV show known as With Love, Meghan, which quickly cemented its place in pop culture lore for all the wrong reasons. Celebrity chef Jameson Stocks refused to get involved, an act that allegedly prompted Netflix to threaten him legally. Stocks, for his part, publicly derided the show as a Montecito ego trip, accusing it of having less substance than a late-night infomercial. Many viewers echoed those sentiments, describing the series as a painfully slow, self-congratulatory mess.
What's the title of her show? Love Meghan. For what? To watch? Who wants to watch Meghan Markle bake a pie?
But that's not the whole story. Netflix reportedly hoped the project would recapture the magic of her earlier Harry and Meghan docuseries, which stirred up its own wave of controversy, but also garnered substantial viewership. Instead, with Love, Meghan drew tepid reviews and scathing commentary. Whether it was poor direction, overbearing creative control, or simply public fatigue, the show's reception indicated that even royal-level fame can't salvage a project when the content feels as hollow as a leftover birthday balloon.
I spent the morning watching that fucking Meghan Markle special, and it sobered me right up. It was so boring.
It's like you could. I would sooner you really offend me or just like I love a bad watch. I love a good bad watch. This is not that. This is really grueling to get through.
Yeah.
Now, onto the other star in this drama, Jamie Full Body Chills Kern Lima. Usually lauded for her warm, motivational approach, she seemed to transform into Meghan's personal cheerleader during the interview. The conversation dripped with praise so sweet it could give you a toothache. Instead of challenging Meghan on the swirling controversies, like the abrupt end to the Spotify deal or the fiasco that was with Love Meghan, Lima chose to nod along as if every syllable Meghan uttered was a divine revelation.
You know, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay. How are you?
I know you always make it about today. By the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about.
Viewers flooded social media with comments comparing the interview to a comedic parody, except the humor was unintentional. One person likened it to watching a helium balloon interview a teleprompter, capturing the bizarre, almost surreal dynamic. Another joked that it was basically Between Two Ferns, minus the self-awareness that makes Zach Galifianakis' show so hilarious.
She did have the high, I can't even do it, my voice is too low, but she had the high squeaky voice a little, but she's really leaning in now in her little podcast with Meghan. And she's gone next octave up, and the two of them have the weirdest dynamic. And so in this podcast, Meghan does her perfectly curated life thing.
And the problem is, you realize these are the types of people Meghan Markle is surrounding herself with, and none of them are prepared to ever give her a dose of reality.
Critics argue that Lima missed a golden opportunity to dig deeper, to ask the real questions that could have elicited genuine insight into who Meghan really is behind the curated facade. Instead, we got a series of softball questions that paved the way for Meghan to rehash her usual talking points: her kids, her new brand, her philanthropic projects, and her relentless battle against a faceless, malevolent media machine. In short, it felt less like an interview and more like an extended commercial break, featuring two personalities determined to flatter one another for the cameras. If that's not cringe, I don't know what is. So, is Meghan Markle truly the victim of endless smear campaigns, or is she the mastermind behind her own relentless PR assault? To her staunch defenders, she's a feminist icon fighting to carve out her identity against an archaic institution, the monarchy, and a bloodthirsty press eager to tear her down. They point to the vitriol she's faced online, the paparazzi hounding, and the racism allegations as undeniable proof that she's just trying to survive a hostile world bent on tarnishing her name. To her critics, though, the victim narrative is wearing thin. They argue Meghan cleverly employs tears and heart-wrenching anecdotes to score points in the court of public opinion, flipping criticism into sympathy at every turn. Don't like her Netflix show? She's being bullied by the media. Found her Spotify podcast lacking? That's just sexist and elitist commentary from those who refuse to see her brilliance. When everything is a personal attack, it becomes easier for fans to rally to her defense. Meanwhile, there's a parallel conversation about how she wields the banner of feminism. Supporters see her as a champion for women's issues, using her platform to address inequalities. Detractors counter that it's feminism by convenience, a convenient shield that deflects tough questions about her privileged lifestyle, questionable work ethic, and relentless drive to stay in the public eye. Is she a true agent of change, or is empowerment just another buzzword in her meticulously cultivated brand? The debate rages on across social media, dinner tables, and comment sections worldwide. After wading through the tears, the bizarre interviews, the overhyped TV specials, and the suspiciously convenient brand promotions, one pressing question remains. Who is the real Meghan Markle? Is she a misunderstood modern-day heroine valiantly standing up for herself, her family, and countless voiceless women? Or is she a cunning operator, expertly spinning a tale of perpetual victimhood to maintain relevance and secure lucrative deals? Sometimes it's hard to tell, but the Jamie Kern Lima interview, billed as her rawest, most authentic moment to date, did little to silence the critics. In fact, it poured more fuel on the fire, with skeptics pointing to each tear and each hair flip as yet another sign of a carefully choreographed PR spectacle. For all of Meghan's talk about being vulnerable, some argue that they've never seen someone so controlled, so reluctant to reveal anything that isn't meticulously polished for public consumption. Which leaves us at a crossroads. Are we supposed to feel sympathy for a woman who insists she's besieged by an unkind media? Or are we merely extras in an ongoing reality show that thrives on controversy? One thing is certain. The Meghan Markle saga shows no signs of slowing down. Every public appearance, every new brand venture, and every heartfelt interview only opens the door for another round of debate, speculation, and finger-pointing. If you want to see how this high-stakes, slow-motion train wreck unfolds, stick around, because odds are the next bombshell twist is just around the corner. Feel free to sound off in the comments. Is Meghan a misunderstood saint or a shrewd manipulator? And don't forget to subscribe if you're itching for more of these tantalizing revelations, because with Markle, it's always a question of when, not if, the drama will flare up again. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.